here we go. Hello and welcome everyone to the next exciting match for the Ori All Skills Tournament. Joined with me today is none other than Tass Snoop. How you doing, man?
Hello, I'm doing pretty good. I'm a bit
Yes.
tired, but very excited.
Nice. Awesome. So here we're going to have another group stage match in the Sunken Glades of Dileira versus Skulblaka. And as you can see, there's nobody who's played a match in this group, so this is really going to set the stage for our runners today to lead for the rest of the group stage in this group. Very, very exciting. That being said, we have Dileira, who is a member of the community and is going to be running on keyboard and mouse today. And also going to be doing some RNG manipulation. Apparently has the best hair ever. And so we're going to see if that hair is going to be able to come into play here today. But it looks like he is going to also be going for Fast Stompless and Terror Break and Sorrow. Very exciting to see how the match is going to line up for him. But Snoop, do you want to tell us a little bit of Skulblaka? I heard she likes to play the randomizer.
Yeah, right. Skulblaka is, first of all, the fastest Italian runner on the leaderboard for all skills, and has also been very actively been involved in the randomizer speedruns.
That is so awesome. Yeah, and looking at our PBs here today, we see about a 5-minute differential. That's actually not so much because there's lots of things in Ori to deal tons of damage. And this can end up spelling doom for our runners and cause huge swings in the race. So I'm very, very excited to see how our runners are going to be performing today. But wow, both of our runners are also going to be skipping the clean water, which is a pretty tricky and precise trick. Oh, yes. But also, we were talking a little bit beforehand, Snoop, and you mentioned that you noticed something about the health cells. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, actually, if you look at the health cell row, Dileira will not be picking up health cell in Glades, which means he will be running 3 health for the most part of the run.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And of course, if we collect health earlier in the run, it doesn't cost us too much time because now actually we have to get through a poison swimming section from skipping clean water in the final escape. So when we pick up those health cells throughout the run, doesn't matter much. But there's one really early on that's just a little bit out of the way. So it only costs a few seconds at all. Very excited. And both of our runners are on keyboard and mouse today. Oh, yes. That being said, also, we've had a bunch of matches already played from the group phase, and some really close ones so far. So if you guys have missed any of those, just check out the VOD sections for the various speed gaming channels, or check out the schedule to see which speed gaming Twitch channel those were featured on, and definitely go back and rewatch those. Very excited to see how well we've done so far. And you may not see them, you're only going to be hearing me and Snoop break down the commentary for this match today, but we also have had a lot of people working behind the scenes. We've got stats people, we've got people picking out the epic clips, and those are going to really show off just amazing as we continue to showcase the production value for this tournament. Oh, just like that, the swoosh of the bird is so sick. But it looks like we're ready to get started with Dileira versus Skulblaka. How do you think our runners are going to be able to do for this first skip, the prologue skip, Snoop? Really scary one.
I do wish them the best of luck. I know it can be very scary. So yeah, I hope we don't see any spaghetti there.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like both of our runners are going to be able to get through that prologue no problem and continue on into the early game. But this is Ori in the Blind Forest. If you folks are new viewers here today, we're going to give some background information because it's still early in the tournament. And so this is, of course, is a 2D Metroidvania platformer. So if you never played this game casually, we're basically going to be going left and right, up and down, and then trying to land in very specific positions and move through the game at a certain pace. And then when we collect some additional skills, it's going to open up other parts of the map. But here we go. We're going to see Dileira on the left going to be picking up the first energy cell. This is going to increase his maximum energy amount by 1, and that's going to allow him to save and use some other abilities, which we'll be collecting later in the run. That being said, we also consider 3 primary resources, which are health, energy, and experience. Even though you can't see it right now, there's a user interface that they have disabled to skip some dialogue as we pick up our first skill, Sign. Tell me a bit about Sign, Snoop.
So Sign is gonna be our companion for the rest of the game. Sign will be able to attack enemies, which we couldn't do so far, and so we will see a little bit of an introduction arena right here against 3 Frankies.
Yeah, nicely done, Skulblaka. Oh, just barely missing some of the pacing. Had to get through. Dileira, with a little bit of a cleaner fight, is going to be taking a tiny bit of an early lead. But in this early game, we don't have too much movement tech. So we're going to see our runners be able to just move through at a pretty close pace, most likely. But we'll see, as some really spooky tricks will be coming up later. But there we... Yeah, go for it.
Dileira struggling a bit there on the flower pad, which gave Skulblaka a bit of time to catch up here, but nothing too special so far in the early game, as kind of expected.
Yeah, it can be so easy. Just like all of this platforming is actually very precise and pretty technical even at the early stages. And so there we see also our runners picking up some golden globes, which are going to be experience. We'll talk about that in a bit. But more importantly, these silver keystones. They're going to put them in the door, save, and then take an intentional death in order to skip part of that animation. And that's going to allow our runners to get through that door a little bit quicker. And that's known as a ghost door. But, oh, wow, look at this routing change from Dileira. Dileira skipping the safety fourth health that the grand majority of our runners in this tournament are going to be going in. That shows some real muster coming out of Dileira, and it's going to allow him to pull away a little bit from Skulblaka, who actually just traveled up and got that fourth health. That fourth health is really nice because there are lots of things that deal 2 damage, that deal 1 damage. And we have to take some intentional damage boosts in some sections in order to get through. And that can make it very easy to take a costly death. But wow, Dileira, 3 HP strats.
Yeah, very interesting to see. And I'm very excited and hope that Dileira doesn't die anywhere costly.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And look at that intentional level up going to cause a huge explosion for Dileira. We'll see that also from Skulblaka's screen on the right momentarily as she's traveling through. But Dileira is going to be the first to make it to Wall Jump Tree. What exactly does Wall Jump get us, Snoop?
Wall Jump gives us verticality.
Oh, yeah, verticality.
Allowing us to jump up walls, either to jump from between 2 different walls, or, as you can see on the screen right there, jump up a single wall, which is, in my opinion, pretty different from most platformers.
Yeah, interesting that now that we have Wall Jump, we can just infinitely climb walls. As long as there aren't spooky things like spikes and enemies around every corner, which they are, and we'll see more of that recently. Like these spores that Dileira is just passing by deal 2 damage. Oh, getting Trojan locked a little bit there. And oh, Trojan, please, why are you doing this to Dileira? Oh, this is exactly what Skulblaka needs to be able to pull back. She took a little bit of time in order to get that early 4th health, but if she's able to get past this Trojan lock first time, yeah, she does. Wow, nice clean play from Skulblaka. That's going to catch her up a little bit of distance to Dileira, who Dileira is still in a bit of a lead here as we're heading to Blackroot Burrows. What's really unique about this? I think I heard that it wasn't in the original vanilla edition, Snoop.
Yeah, that is correct. Blackroot Burrows is a definitive edition only, and it will add 2 new areas to the game and also 2 new skills with it. And so the first one we are trying to get right now is going to be Dash. And so for that, we're going to have to skip a cutscene that we don't want to watch because we're speedrunners.
Yeah, so here we go, opening the building menu at that waypoint, which we can also do from a save location, and then doing some precise inputs to be able to move around with that. Normally, you cannot move around with that in menu open. Then leveling up an ability still saves the game. So after passing an invisible trigger and watching for a visual cue, Dileira just was able to skip that cutscene there. And same thing from Skulblaka. It's going to be a little bit hard to see that, but we're just saving at a precise location in order to skip the cutscene and not have to watch it. Really nice from both of them going in. But, ooh, geez, wow, all this platforming is really scary, Snoop. Everything deals so much damage in this section.
Yeah, especially for Dileira, it's going to be scary as he is only running on 3 health, so the spikes that are currently beneath him are going to one-shot him.
Yeah, ooh, look at this really difficult jump from Dileira to trying to get up. Struggled a little bit initially, but gets up there really quickly. Nicely done. Gonna pick up the 100 experience in order to level up And every time we level up, it fully refills health and energy, as well as gets us an ability point in those. Oh, Dileira accidentally falling down is going to be taking a death, but luckily safety saving right next to the orb. So he's just going to have to do the difficult jump that we see Skulblaka also going for the EXP orb. But wow, it is synced up now for both of our runners.
Yeah, that death making it really close here. Got almost synced up.
Yeah, here we go. Skulblaka now trying to get past these lanterns. Oh, Skulblaka falls into the same place as Dileira. Oh man, it's so easy to just get stuck there and take a death. But wow, the value safety saves coming from both of our runners. Really wise decision making in this early game section that you normally might skip in a PB to try and go through early. Ooh, Dileira saving and quitting after placing a save in order to catch these platforms at a specific cycle. Tell me a little bit about this section, Snoop.
So in this section, we see a lot of very cycled platforms, and we are trying to manipulate them as well as possible to not lose any time. So what you saw Dileira there for a second was wait, and we're gonna see Skull do that in a second as well, to manipulate the platforms in the next room, and so they are in the perfect cycle for them to get on.
Yeah, and looks like Dileira is going to check to see if he manipulated them correctly. Nice, he made this cycle. That's really good. Missing that cycle is so brutal. It only loses like 8 seconds or so, but it's still just like it hurts. It hurts, and that's why I like Black Root Burrows. Not only is it easy to take a death, but also just getting through those cycles can be rough as well.
And it looks like Dileira is gonna take a little bit more safe approach here, as he did take the orb one platform further than you, well, I guess, needed to, and so maybe the early death there scared him a little bit. So we're gonna see if that changes a little bit of his playstyle here.
Yeah, that's very true, especially on that 3 health as you brought up earlier. That can be really spooky. But Dileira there, just opening the ability menu again and starting a save anywhere in order to skip this cutscene. Then picking up Magnet is going to allow us to grab experience more easily. It has a bit of a wider range to pull it into Ori. And then picking up Dash. And Dash is going to allow Dileira and Skulblaka, as she is just activating the tree now as well, to move really quickly across the ground. Then with some abilities later on, we're going to be able to dash in the air and then also turn dash into a homing attack. But here we are. Frankie Walk, tell me a bit about this trick and why it makes the speedrun really crazy.
So Frankie Walk is a very big sequence break that is going to allow us to enter Moon Grotto earlier than we're supposed to. And in order to do so, we are going to try to bring this frog over to the right, because we need to level up at a specific spot in order to open a door. The door we're trying to open requires 4 energy. Currently, we only have 2, so that's how we're going to do it. We're going to put 2 in the door, we're going to level up, as you can see right now, and we're supposed to open the door, and Dileira gets it very cleanly. Nice.
Wow, nicely done, but this is really scary, especially going on 3 HP. Oh, Dileira! Oh, with a big death, that's going to send him all the way back to Dash Tree, and now he has to do the entirety of Frankie Walk again. Oh man, look in the instant replay in the bottom left. This is so brutal, especially on 3 HP. Just barely missing one of the sign shots is going to keep that slime alive and cause him to take a death. But this is Skulblaka's chance in order to pull an early lead. Oh, that's so brutal. That's so hard, and we can't take any safety saves here, because if we were to, we would not be able to do this trick, because then we would only have 3 energy for the door. Wow.
Yeah, and just like that, Skulblaka is ahead again and is now at her try for the so-called death glide, or death run, I guess.
Yeah, here we go. So on the right-hand side of your screen, jumping into the poison water, but with 4 health, going to be able to kill the slime and get up. This Frankie can jump and kill her. Oh, does it have a chair? No, she got past it, and so now she's just having to take her time, paste some shots on these 4s, and then be able to get up and get to the energy cell, which is going to increase her maximum energy and allow her to place a much-deserved safety statement. Wow, Dileira just nailing it that second time. Getting out of there with only 3 HP is very, very impressive. So really nicely done from Dileira, especially after taking like a death like that, Snoop. It can just be so hard for just nerves' sake in a race.
Yeah, totally. And on the right here, we do see Skulblaka moving into a crusher area. We don't see Skulblaka going for an early cycle, but I believe we do see Dileira going for it. That might make the race even closer. Yeah, he gets it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's gonna save a bunch of time and allow him to close the gap. Look at that. Look at this sync, guys. This race is so close. Even with the trades in BRB, and then Dileira with the struggle with the Frankie Walk, able to just bring it back and get that really difficult trick in order to get through. Nicely done from Dileira, as both of our runners nearly tied are heading down to double jump tree.
So for double jump, we're gonna do a very quick save skip again. Or actually, Skulblaka is not gonna do that, but Dileira is, so focus on Dileira's screen here. Dileira is gonna save during the cutscene, which allows him to do some blind movement while the cutscene is playing.
Ooh, just barely struggling to get a start on the jump up the wall, and so Skulblaka is going to be able to catch back up. So our runners are once again tied and synced up. This is so insanely close, and especially upcoming here. Ooh, Dileira taking a little bit of damage and almost getting crushed by the crushers. Oh, that was so spooky. But over here on the right-hand side of your screen, Skulblaka is going to be going for a trick. Jumping up this wall, she's going to be able to move over to the right and jump on a really precise pixel. Oh, that was so close. And now Dileira on the left is also going to be going for this. Our runners are exactly tied up. Who's going to get it first? Dileira gets up there and is going to be taking the lead for now. Oh my goodness. This jump is so hard.
And upcoming for Dileira are some more saves and rekindles to save a few cutscenes. And we're trying to get up here to achieve the water vein, which is going to allow us to enter the Jinso tree.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe it, Snoop. This race is so close. This is so ridiculous. They are literally within like a couple of seconds of each other, and the lead just keeps changing back and forth. How exciting. This is amazing, especially coming through this technical section and seeing both of our runners performing so well.
So we do see Dileira picking up the water vein there. Skulblaka just right behind him. This is really, really close.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, seeing some really funny cutscenes as well from Gumo, because as Snoop mentioned earlier, we did that huge Frankie Walk sequence break, and Skulblaka takes a little bit of damage from that 2 damage spikes. She's going to have to be so careful coming through here, because she has to take an intentional damage from a slime up ahead. So definitely watch for Skulblaka, because, oh, this is really scary, but we'll see if she's going to save. Yeah, wow, look at that smart decision-making, just saving on the waypoint to fully refill her health. As Dileira is going to take an intentional level up in order to kill a frog off a little bit quicker, then do some really cool movement in order to pick up another ability cell, which gets our runners an ability point to spend later on.
And I do believe we do see Dileira going for a quick cycle manipulation here, as he is going to move into Swamp to activate the teleporter. These crushers here are moving at a specific cycle that he manipulated before this to move like that under the between the rock and the roof.
Yeah, exactly. And that cycle, like getting out of there as quickly as Dileira did, was really, really nice. Then, ooh, nice. Nails the intentional damage boost. It's very easy to get punched out too far from the wall to be able to get past the slime, but just really, really nice mechanics. And then doing another save and rekindle, which is just another save after he passes over the cutscene trigger, allowing us to enter the cutscene. So we have multiple different ways of sort of saving time and not having to sit and watch cutscenes. But here we go. We're in Ginso Tree, and this race is close. It's definitely within like 10 to 15 seconds as our runners enter. So why don't you tell me a bit about Ginso Tree? It's a pretty vertical dungeon.
Yeah, exactly. Jinso Tree is the first dungeon in the game, and actually the only one we are going to, well, do for the most part, because we're not actually going to finish it, but we'll get to that later, as we see Dileira moving up here, moving very nicely through the cycle there. Those enemies actually can mess up your day very easily.
Yeah, and especially, we keep bringing this up, but this is so important that Dileira only has 3 health going through this section. It's going to make a lot of movement. And, going for the Mr. Asmus cycle manip. Wow, taking intentional death there after crossing an invisible trigger. It's going to get this shot a little bit earlier. Some nice swag and a tiny bit of time save from Dileira. Wow, that's a really cool piece of tech you just pulled out there. And now Skulblaka, wow, Skulblaka 2 going for the lower movement section. That's another piece of advanced movement swag. So really cool seeing both of our runners just showcasing off some amazing optimizations that we've found in our speed game. How cool.
So we do see Skulblaka playing a little bit more safely than Dileira, but that doesn't mean anything because Dileira is still on 3 health and can take a very quick death, which can change the lead very quickly again.
Yeah, sure. And doing a really nice job here on Dileira's screen on the left to just clear out this mini boss in as few cycles as possible. Nicely done, Dileira. Is going to be moving on and picking up some keys to do in another ghost door. So losing some health and then going through and saving once again to open a key door a little bit quicker. But upcoming next is going to be our next skill, which is Bash.
Ooh, Bash. Bash is definitely the most anticipated skill of this game, as it is probably one of the most unique ones, and it allows you to fling onto objects or projectiles or even enemies in some cases, and it will push the object or projectile in the opposite direction of Ori, which is going to be very helpful for some platforming and puzzles later on.
Yeah, true Shay. And so here we go. We're going to see Dileira moving up here, bashing off that Frankie, as Snoop mentioned, and then coming up here, bashing off a projectile, and then redirecting a projectile using Bash. So Ori goes in one direction, projectile gets thrown in another. And Dileira just made really quick work of that section. And coming up to our next trick, which is known as key duplication. And so, oh my goodness, the double bash swag from Dileira too. That's a one-frame trick. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I'm sure we'll see more of those. But here we go, collecting 3 of these 4 keystones, and then coming over here, taking an intentional death with 3 of those keystones in the door. That saves the keystones to the inventory, as long as you die with the keystones in the door, and the save is far enough away. Then that respawns the keystones on the map, and so Dileira is going to be able to take 7 keystones throughout this entire area, instead of just the 4 that are originally on the map. So nicely done. We'll be using those keystones in another key door later on in the run to skip a really lengthy swimming section as well, as Dileira is now at the next mini boss.
So while we did see Dileira moving very cleanly through that area, we did see Skulblaka take a death, which did cost her a little bit of time, but she finally managed to get to bash very nicely, and is also now at her key dupe attempts.
All right, excellent. So here we saw Dileira take a waypoint after the mini boss instead of traveling upwards to finish out Ginso Tree as normally. Because in Ginso Tree, after you do the escape sequence at the top, you end up getting teleported to Thornfelt Swamp, right outside of the Stomp skill tree. However, by taking this waypoint and going through this cutscene as we see Dileira do, he's going to be able to move around a frog and use some projectiles in a creative way in order to get to the same location that you would be teleported to, but a little bit quicker. So really nice seeing some advanced tech coming from Dileira. Moving this frog over, this is a really precise trick. Taking his time with some of these bash angles. Oh, getting another double bash in order to move himself alongside with the frog. Just activating bash 1 frame later after releasing that bash. Ooh, that shot's a little bit high, but he's going to be doing 2 more double bashes, 3. Oh my goodness. That is a 1/60th of a second trick. And you just saw Dileira do that multiple times in a row and not dropping a single one. Wow, look at this instant replay, Snoop, in the bottom left-hand corner. That is incredible.
That was very, very good by Dileira here. And coming up, we have the next skill tree, which is going to be Stomp. Stomp will allow us to, well, stomp certain areas in the game, and also allow us to move downwards very quickly, which is going to be helpful later on in the run.
Yeah, exactly. And so now Skulblaka is going to get her shot also at the swamp entry in just a little bit. So definitely keep your eyes peeled to the right side of the screen. Dileira just nailed that trick out of the park. And so if Skulblaka is also going to be able to get her setup first try, she's going to be able to stay really close to Dileira. This match is still so close, but Dileira extending his lead just by a little bit, having such clean play in Ginso Tree. How impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, besides that one death in Ginso Tree and some minor movement optimizations, Skulblaka has not made many mistakes. So this is still a very good race by her.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Snoop. And so here we're going to see Dileira once again bashing the frog. Oh, the frog was a little bit too far away, and so bashing off the frog again is going to cause him to just slightly miss that. But he gets one more shot at this, and he gets up there. Whoo!
Oh, nice save there.
All right, he got the ability, so okay. Oh my goodness. And wow, okay, Skulblaka doing a different setup in order to get her swamp entry on the left-hand side. Also, Dileira is going to be going for a cutscene skip. This one's a little bit different. He's going to be trying to bash over a trigger. Oh, Skulblaka just barely missing the swamp entry, going to be trying again. And Dileira gets through the cutscene. You saw nothing happen there, nothing out of the ordinary. Don't worry about it, but he just saved a bunch of time by being able to get through that cutscene. And wow, Skulblaka also getting into swamp. This is intense.
Yeah, right as you said that Skulblaka failed there, she actually made a very nice backup and managed to still get the entry on the same try.
Yeah, that's so impressive. It's so easy to just accidentally end up killing that frog, and then you just lose the setup and have to reload into a safety save. But Skulblaka showing just how well she's able to adapt given those difficult circumstances. And that's a big part of speedrunning this video game. Yeah, the skips and tricks are really cool, but also mitigating time loss is a really important factor. And Skulblaka is just putting on a clinic here for us. Oh, look at this, some extra experience too coming out of Skulblaka. That's an interesting place to pick it up.
Yeah, very interesting. And at the same time, we do see Dileira pick up our next skill, which is actually supposed to be the second skill after wall jump in the game. But because of Frunky Walk we did earlier, this is gonna be, well, not our second skill. And we're not gonna use it in very many places, but we do have to pick it up because this is all skills. And at the same time, or shortly after, we also saw Dileira jump over a cutscene trigger and save afterwards. In order to skip it, and that was very nicely done there.
Yeah, nicely done from Dileira. And so here we go. We're going to be heading towards Valley entrance as Skulblaka is going to give her shot at the Kuro cutscene skip that we saw Dileira get first try. But here we go. Dileira heading into the Valley. All these spikes deal 2 damage. He's still at a maximum health of 3. That is really scary to get through this section, but I'm sure he's going to be just fine as he heads up to Fast Office. Wow, Skulblaka getting through that cutscene. No problem at all. That was really, really clean movement from Skulblaka. But here we go. We're coming up to Fast Stompless for Dileira on the left-hand side. Snoop, why don't you break this down for me?
So if you wouldn't do Fast Stompless, you would pick up an ability cell now. However, we're gonna do it in a different order. We are gonna shoot this spider shot into a different direction, and we are gonna run away from it as fast as possible and pick up the ability cell right now. And if Dileira did everything correctly, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
The spider shot hits the rocks above Kuro's heads, and so that skips moving up there, which you would normally have to do, and stomp the rocks.
Nice, dude. First try. All right, here we go. So we see Dileira now going to be picking up the next skill, which is Glide. This is just your all-purpose hover ability. And also, he's going to be picking up Charge Dash. This ability is going to allow us to modify Dash to be able to turn it into a homing attack on enemies at the expense of 1 energy. But we have creative ways of refunding that energy. We'll be talking about that a little bit later as he is going into the next set of hype tricks. Here we go. Dileira on the left is going to be going for a rocket jump. Canceling out that C dash gets us tons of height. But don't look away from the left-hand side because now he's going for one of the biggest bottleneck tricks known as SRO Bash. Not placing a safety save. He just is so confident with this, going to be going for it. Oh, takes a little bit of damage, and a bird dies. Oh, no, Dileira is going to have to reset up all of this, go for the rocket jump again. We'll see if he sets up a backup safety save at the top there to mitigate time loss if he misses the trick. That was so close, but he's going to be using a 2-bird method in order to try and get past some instant death spikes, because they deal so much damage. They deal 4 damage apiece. Win with a max health of 3, that's instant death. But here we go, second attempt. Nice, that looks good. The bird's in a good position. Gonna be bashing over the bird and dashing, and oh, gets a C dash, and he gets up there. Wow. No, it's
that was a very unfortunate death there from the Dileira. And that gives Skulblaka actually a lot of time to catch up here. The more Dileira fails at this.
Skulblaka is hot on the trail. At Fast Stompless now, she is going to be very, very close to Dileira. Let's see if Dileira is going to be able to get up in here. But, oh, wow, the double bash so I can... Oh, no, he takes another hit and dies from the bird. Oh, this is so difficult. This trick is so insane and so easy to die. Come on, Dileira, take my energy. You got this, man. As Skulblaka bashing the shot. Oh, I wasn't sure if that was a good shot. We'll find out as now chasing the spider shot, getting up to the ability cell. Is she going to get it? Yeah, she gets it. First try, Fast Stompless. And now she is going to be very soon going on her attempts of this Sorrow Bash entry. And Dileira gets up there. He's in Sorrow.
That makes the race very close again. And very exciting, as Dileira is going to move up into Sorrow Pass, which we are mostly going to skip because we have our ways to break through the through the rocks up here.
Yeah, nicely done. And it looks like, yeah, nice. He's going to set up a safety save. He's like, no, I definitely, like, all these spikes here, yeah, they deal tons of damage as well. And that's instant death for Dileira. But Dileira recognizing, you know, what's a little bit of safety? That was really nice decision. If he had taken a death there and not placed a safety save, yeah, that's right. He would have had to do the entirety of Sorrow Bash again. Oh, man. And Skulblaka now.
Those spikes are super easy to die to. Skulblaka is gonna, well, try to get rid of the bird first, and then gonna try to attempt her attempts for Sorrow Bash.
Yeah, and here we go. Skulblaka moving over.
Oh.
The bird on the right is dead. That was the bird that she just killed to place the save. So now Skulblaka is going to have to improvise. This is such a hard spot. I hope Skulblaka was not just doing the two-bird method. No, it was. It looks like Skulblaka wants to do the two-bird method. So she's going to get far enough away, and hopefully this is going to be enough time and enough distance for her to be able to respawn that bird up there. And then she's going to be heading back up in order to try again at her Sorrow Bash. And it looks like the frog must have died. It must have just been really low health, and so she's going to rocket jump on a lower frog. And, just barely not getting enough height there. That one can be a little bit finicky and tricky. So she's just going to wall jump up and then set herself back up for some Sorrow Bashing.
Meanwhile, we do see Dileira doing some very interesting skips. At first we saw Terra Break, which Skulblaka is also going to attempt later. And right now Dileira is going to skip a very long cutscene after picking up the Sunstone, which is the key for the last dungeon in the game.
Wow, yeah, Dileira just making a clink. Once he got into Sorrow, no problem whatsoever. And Skulblaka, it just took a death. So she is going to have to try again, but nice. Using the two-bird method too. This is a really nice setup. Taking an intentional damage there, and just taking 2 hits there. Skulblaka actually went up to 5 health, so she is able to take 1 damage boost as Dileira now heading into Misty. Misty is such an amazing section, Snoop.
Yeah, Misty is very interesting to optimize because of Charge Dash. Charge Dash is, our fastest way to move in the game, and since it costs energy, we can actually refund that energy by, for example, bashing or stomping. So the more charge dashes you do, or are able to do, the faster you go, and the faster, the cooler it'll look. And so we hopefully do see Dileira go for some very, very cool movement here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Skulblaka, the instant replay, taking another death, but was able to make it into Sorrow after that attempt. And her energy is looking a little bit low, so she's not going to rocket jump off that bird to get high. She's just going to feather her way out, because the wind is active when we're in Sorrow, even though we skipped an entire dungeon. And usually you're supposed to go to Misty first. So not only is it a sequence break to skip Misty, but we're going to be skipping Forlorn Ruins altogether, which I know, everybody's like slightly sad, because it's everybody's favorite dungeon. Skulblaka not taking a safety save is just going to be trying to navigate these spikes, see if she's going to be able to make it over to the key door, and she does. Wow, nicely done from Skulblaka. No, but doesn't place the save. So she's going to have to work her way back up there to the key door. Maybe she just didn't have enough energy to place the save, and so she's not going to be able to ghost door. But oh man, Sorrow, such a brutal section. Not only is it impossible to get it in, just another death on these spikes. They do deal tons of damage, so really, really insane that Dileira just able to get through there pretty cleanly after Sorrow Bash, but also just so impressive to see Skulblaka with the nerves of the race just be able to come in and give it another shot in order to get through. And she's going to make it to the door again. Wow. Just getting there once is hard enough, but getting there twice. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, nicely done from her. It is very easy to die to the spikes in there. So, yeah, very nice to keep the nerves and to do it again.
Yeah,
so
we haven't been talking too much about Dileira, but he's just been able to make it through. Missy, wow, really nice rocket jump there to make it through that meatball section. And all those meatballs, yeah, that's right. They deal tons of damage. And Dileira is still on 3 health. So, look at this, the instant replay in the bottom left. He gets out, and so here we go. He's going for a mini boss kill. He makes such quick work of that. You didn't even see anything. Wow, Dileira now going to be heading to his final skill tree, as Skulblaka is heading up to Sunstone.
And so we will see Dileira go back into Blackroot Burrows because, well, as I said, there are 2 skills in there, not just one, not just dash. And so we will see Dileira go back in there and pick up our last skill of the run before we are gonna be able to finish it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dileira taking a little bit of damage there, so he's going to be on 1 health heading over to Blackroot Burrows. And that can be really scary because, yeah, that's right, there's still lots of slimes everywhere, and they can, like, shoot their quills. And if you C-dash just slightly incorrectly, it can cause you to take a death and have to head back all the way to the teleporter. So we're going to see what happens here with Dileira heading in, as Skulblaka now is going to be cutscene. Yep, skipping the Sunstone cutscene, going to be collecting that key to the final dungeon of the run, which, as Snoop mentioned earlier, we're also not going to be seeing much of Horu, but we'll talk about that a little bit later as Dileira is setting up a trick. Tell me why you took an intentional death there. That's interesting.
So in the right, you might see a door constantly moving up right there, and that is the cause of the death and save on that lever. Because if you pull the lever and save while you're doing so, and then die, the door will constantly be moving upwards, which is
Yeah.
good for us because we don't have to pull the lever again when we come back later.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so nice. And so it's going to get us a little bit earlier access to a teleporter. And now, wow, Dileira just making quick work too of this laser cycle. We're going to see him have to actually go back through 2 instant kill lasers, but I think he set up his cycle really well enough. So really impressive performance here from Dileira, taking things a little bit safer, just waiting a little bit. Oh man, here we go. Yeah, we have grenades, so that means grenade jumps. Dileira showing a little bit of swag there. Canceling out a charge jump by pressing grenade right before he does that charge jump is going to cause him to go really fast. So really nicely done from Dileira, doing another 1/60th of a second trick. Not afraid of double bashing? Yeah, that's right. He's also not afraid of doing grenade jumps. Really amazing seeing. Oh no! Dileira getting chased by the boulder, but oh yes, being able to get out of there with a charge jump in time. But oh man, that was so spooky. Raziel, no.
Oh, very nice save there.
Oh, that's so scary. Oh man.
So now that Dileira has picked up Light Grenade, he only has to go back to Horu, or rather go to Horu, the final dungeon in the game, and finish the game with every skill acquired. This is gonna look very nice.
Yeah, look at this movement from Dileira, just being able to get through, and also Skulblaka going through one of the more challenging sections in the speedrun, which is Misty Woods. All these things in Misty Woods deal lots of damage, but Skulblaka also on 5 health is going to have a nicer time, but it's still very brutal and unforgiving if you take any damage there. But oh man, on the left side, Dileira nails the grenade jump over to the door.
Beautiful stuff there. So upcoming we have a very hard but also interesting trick. We will see Dileira to exit after the game does an autosave here to set up for a very, one frame trick, which is called door warp, and we hope he gets it on the first try.
And
he does, very nice.
That's incredible. That is literally a 1/60th of a second trick. We're not joking about that. 0.016. That's right. Oh man, getting that first try is so insane. Bringing down the tournament average, as now he is going to be heading into the final escape. Yeah, yeah, this is it. Dileira now going through, cannot take any damage, because that's right, water was still poisonous because we skipped clean water. So if he takes any damage from this fire, any damage from these instant death lasers, he cannot do the swimming section. It has to start the entire thing over, but making quick work. Nice C-dash through the breakable wall there, as he's going to be bashing off those elemental shots in order to get through. And now, feathering over this fire as Kuro is gonna get out, and only on 5 health. This becomes very scary. Is he going to make it through? Yes, he gets out of the water. Very now nice. Heading up to one more grenade jump to be able to finish up this excellent performance from Dileira. Had an early death early on, but here we go. That didn't shake him at all. And he gets through and doesn't soft walk. GG, Dileira is going to be holding right, and time is going to be coming up for him momentarily, as Skulblaka is going to be now heading back to Blackroot Burrows in order to be able to get the final skill tree. Yeah, look at that instant replay. Wow, what a performance from Dileira.
Very nicely done.
You know, we do have to just say that early Frankie death is so brutal, and it, like, especially early in the run, it can make, that would have, like, absolutely destroyed my nerves. But Dileira just really solidifying that he was made of nerves of steel and being able to bring it back and make such an impressive performance. And boom, Dileira with a 35-42. Nicely done.
Yeah, very nice performance here. Very good time by Dileira, as we do see Skulblaka head down to get her last skill in the game, Light Grenade, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah, and here we go, making it through these instant lasers. Oh, the Franki's got a Sharon. Oh, yes, the barbecue Frankie. Nicely done from Skulblaka to get through there.
Yeah, very nice backup there. Also, very good idea there to place a safety save. And here, Skulblaka, which we didn't talk about earlier, is gonna skip a very long cutscene called the Racist Dad cutscene, which we really don't want to watch.
Yeah, that cutscene's rough, and it's really, really long to watch. And now Skulblaka is going to be heading down to Light Grenade Tree. Yep. Yeah, here we go. Oh, yes. Boop. Wow, Skulblaka getting Light Grenade now is going to be doing her own attempts to be able to get back through the lasers and make it to Horu Fields. Let's see. She's going to be charge jumping out now as... Oh, yep, she's going for the grenade jump. Oh, she gets it, but just barely misses the slide. That's okay. It can be easy to just forget to hold one input there to be able to slide on the ground. But nicely done. That grenade jump, 1/60th of a second for 2 key presses. Oh, yeah, there's the instant replay. Oh, nice. Nice. All right, waiting on that laser. Really smart decision. And... Oh, she picked up a level up. Oh, that's interesting. And oh, the laser is going to be activating. Okay, nice. Yeah, she's playing that safe. Just going to be waiting for the laser to toggle. And oh, some double jumps up, but just takes a little bit of damage there. But that's okay. She's going to be coming across another health cell in a bit. Now I'll fully refill her health. And let's see. Indiana Jones boulder escape. Yeah, she's going to get through and make it up to the health cell. Nicely done from Skulblaka. What clean play here.
So now Skulblaka is also going to teleport back to Swamp in order to get very quickly to Mount Horu. And I believe on the way we do see her pick up another health cell for the very safety in the final escape.
Awesome. Here we go. Yep, nice rocket jump there on the Froggy to be able to get a ton of fight. And then charge dashing and stomp canceling the energy crystal. Oh, no. No, that's nice. That's nice. Just gliding over is so nice. And wow, look at that nice safety save. She recognizes that she's almost out and almost through the rest of this. And nice, picking up another safety health. We really only need 5 or 6 health for the final escape, but the 7th health just makes the swimming section absolutely worry-free. And whoop, yep, there we go. Oh, that lava pit, ooh, is instant death. And here we go, Skulblaka heading over to Horudur. Snoop, how many attempts do you think it's going to take for the door warp?
Well, I hope one.
Yeah, that would be insane if both of our runners got first try door warp. Oh my goodness, that would be crazy. All right, here we go. She's going to quit out, and then on loading the save, she's going to be attempting for that 1 frame input the moment she has control. And she gets
very
the first try. Wow! Both of our runners getting first try door warps. I think my average is like 7 or 8 from the randomizer tournament. But
yeah, that trick is not hard. It's not easy at all, I mean.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Oh my goodness. Nicely done. Alright, Skulblaka in the final escape. Once again, she can't take any damage. This is a real spooky section, but that being said, Skulblaka's the pro. I'm sure she's going to be able to get through. No problem. So dashing through, and then, woo, nice, dodging some molten rocks, and coming up to a lantern puzzle where there's a rising column of flame. Ooh, nice. Oh no, she takes it dead. Wow. Yeah, that column is instant dead, and you're just trying to bash past the lanterns, and it can be so tricky. But yeah, here we go. Going to be feathering down, and then charge jumping up. Nicely done. That being said, after Skulblaka is going to be finishing up, it looks like we might be bringing in Dileira and or Skulblaka in for an interview afterwards. Very excited to be able to ask our runners some really direct questions to see how they felt about their performance. And oh, nice, using a charge jump there to break the wall. Skulblaka is going to be continuing through. Upcoming is going to be the poison water section. But with 7 health, Skulblaka is, I'm sure, going to be able to get to. No revenge of the fish today, folks. And yeah, nice bash on the second fish to be able to get out. But oh man, Snoop, here is the grenade jump. Is she going to get it?
I really hope so. Oh, that was a very interesting strat there with the wall charge jump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not
Oh,
going for a grenade jump. Interesting.
oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, so she's just going to be landing on the ledge and then charge jumping up and dashing through. Nice play from Skulblaka. That grenade jump in particular is nice because it skips a little bit of the cutscene, but it can also just be so tricky. And there's a chance of soft locking, and that means that we have to quit out and do the entire final escape again. So nice play there from Skulblaka, just going to be taking a nice, clean finish, and time is going to be coming up for her momentarily. Man, what a race and what a performance from both our runners, Snoop. This was a real treat for us.
Yeah, it was very interesting, especially with the lots of early lead changes because of certain deaths. Was very interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Dileira now is going to be getting control of Naru. Of course, there's three things that we can do with Naru. We can move to the right, we can move to the left, which is the opposite direction you want to go, or we could also see some Naru optimizations. Oh my goodness, please. I think Skulblaka is going to do it. Please. I would love optimization. Is it going to happen? Or is she just going to do some speed strats and hold to the right? Uh, the is the oh, she's going for the fast route. Yep, just holding to the right. Nicely done from Skulblaka. Going to be finishing off with a 41-55. GG to both our runners. Oh, yes. So we're going to see momentarily if we're going to be pulling in Dileira and or Skulblaka for an interview. But wow, just like that race was so close from from the get-go, Snoop, and lots of really exciting lead changes right at the start. But that being said, just sort of as we hit mid-game, Dileira with the clean play through Ginso Tree, and then just being able to get through. But man, that Sorrow Bash section was also really exciting. We'll definitely be asking our runners how they felt about that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Snoop, if there was a section of the game, what was one of your favorite from this run?
I would say probably the early game because it was the most exciting with all the lead changes. So for example, Blackroot Burrows was very interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and it looks like we are joined by Dileira. Dileira, congratulations on your win. How are you feeling after that match? That was quite a roller coaster for you from beginning to end.
Yes, I'm still kind of shaky. I was shaky from the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, that was really intense. So tell me a little bit. You decided to go for the 3 HP route right from the beginning. Are you just like really confident with your movement tech in the early and mid game, or is that just like something you're trying to use to get a leg up in these races for the time save?
Well, to be honest, it has nothing to do with time save.
Really?
It's just,
Okay.
yeah, it's just that I switched from the Ginsu escape route like 4 weeks ago, and I did that with 4 health. And setting up Ginsu, like Ghost Door skips and stuff, with 4 health and no regroup because I can't level at the Darkness cutscene, is like basically the same as 3 health with regroup. So it's just was just easier for me to adapt to that. So I decided to do that.
Oh yeah, because we're picking up regroup, and so we heal every time we drop a save. That can be really tricky in order to work in your routing. So you had a really clean Ginso, and then also just a really nice save on those double bashes with the swamp entry. So tell me a little bit about these big tricks that you're just like nailing out of the park. Are you just really confident with your backups and the such for them, or were you just playing like a golden god today on stream? This is amazing.
I literally have no backups. I just felt like that shot would miss, so I decided to do another double bash.
Wow.
And yeah, I guess that's just what happened.
Wow, nice decision making.
Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. So I don't know if you knew, but you kind of like pulled away in the mid game when you got to Sorrow Bash. Were you sort of just like a little bit nervous trying to get the trick down, or was that just like really just a difficult section to get through?
Normally, like Sorrow Bash is the thing that I can do best, like because I practice this at the most. But
cool.
But like I don't know, I was, as I said, I was shaky the whole run, and when I make mistakes in Sorrow Bash, I definitely will do another one. It's like it's either first try or like this.
Wow. Oh, that's really fascinating. But that being said, you just recovered so well and then had a really clean Sorrow and a really clean Misty. That being said, Dileira, thank you so much for joining us and congratulations on your first victory with the best race time so far of 35:41. Definitely setting the stage for the rest of your group. That being said, Snoop, thank you so much for joining me on commentary. The next race, guys, for the Ori tournament is going to be none other than Mills Mess versus Working Assassin at 10 p.m. Eastern. And this time, the race is going to be on, Speed Gaming. So it's just going to be on the native Speed Gaming channel, and that'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. Really looking forward to that matchup. But that being said, upcoming next on Speed Gaming 2 is going to be Super Mario Brothers. This is going to do it for us for now. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye, everyone.
Almost synced up.
Yeah, here we go. Skulblaka now trying to get past these. Bashing the frog. Oh, the frog was a little bit too far away, and so bashing off the frog again is going to cause him to just slightly hand side. Also, Dileira is going to be going for a cutscene skip. This one's a little bit different. He's going to be trying to bash over a trigger. Oh, Skulblaka just barely missing the swamp entry. Going to be trying again, and Dileira gets through the cutscene. You saw nothing. Skulblaka showing just how well she's able to adapt given those difficult circumstances. And that's a big part of speedrunning this video game. Yeah, the skips and tricks are really cool, but also mitigating time loss is
In order to skip it, and that was very nicely done there.
yeah, nicely done from Dileira. And so here we go. We're going to be heading towards Valley entrance as Skulblaka is going to give her shot at the deal 2 damage. He's still at a maximum health of 3. That is really scary to get through this section, but I'm sure he's going to be just fine as he heads up to Fast Office. Wow, Skulblaka getting through that cutscene, no problem at
Direction, and we are gonna run away from it as fast as possible and pick up the ability cell right now. And if Dileira did everything correctly, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
The spider shot hits the rocks above Kuro's heads.
Sorrow Bash. Not placing a safety save. He just is so confident with this, going to be going for it. Oh, takes a little bit of damage, and a bird dies. Oh no, Dileira is going to have to reset up. That's instant death. But here we go, second attempt. Nice, that looks good. The bird's in a good position. Gonna be bashing over the bird and dashing, and oh, gets a C dash, and he gets up there. Wow. No, Dileira!
Oh, that was a very unfortunate death.
A Skulblaka bashing the shot. Ooh, I wasn't sure if that was a good shot. We'll find out as now chasing the spider shot, getting up to the ability cell. Is she gonna get it? Yeah, she gets it. First try, Fast Obelisk. And now she is going to be very soon going on her Skulblaka wants to do the 2-bird method, so she's going to get far enough away, and hopefully this is going to be enough time and enough distance for her to be able to respawn that bird up there. And then she's going to be heading back up in order to try a
Sunstone, which is the key for the last dungeon in the game.
Wow, yeah, Dileira just making a clink. Once he got into Sorrow, no problem whatsoever. And Skulblaka, just
Interesting to optimize because of Charge Dash. Charge Dash is, well, our fastest way to move in the game, and since it costs energy, we can actually refund that energy by, for example, bashing or stomping. What you're able to do, the faster you go, and the faster, the cooler it'll look. And so we hopefully do see Dileira go for some very, very cool movement here.
Yeah, absolutely. And Skulblaka, the instant replay. Skulblaka not taking his safety save is just going to be trying to navigate these spikes, see if she's going to be able to make it over to the key door. And she does. Wow, nicely done from Skulblaka. No, but doesn't place the save. So she's going to have to work her way back up there.
Very nice to keep the nerves and to do it again.
Yeah,
So
we haven't been talking too much about Dileira, but he's just been able to make it through. Missy, wow, really nice rocket jump there to make it through. Dileira's still on 3 health. So, yeah, look at this, the instant replay in the bottom left. Yeah, he gets out, and so here we go. He's going for a mini boss kill. He makes such quick work of that. You didn't even see anything. Wow, Dileira. Performance here from Dileira, taking things a little bit safer, just waiting a little bit. Oh man, here we go. Yeah, we have grenades, so that means grenade jumps. Dileira showing a little bit of swag there. That's right, he's also not afraid of doing grenade jumps. Really amazing seeing. Dileira getting chased by the boulder, but yes, being able to get out of there with a charge jump in time. But on 5 health is going to have a nicer time, but it's still very brutal and unforgiving to take any damage there. But oh man, on the left side, Dileira nails the grenade jump over to the door.
Beautiful stuff there. So upcoming we have one frame trick, which is called door warp, and we hope he gets it on the first try.
And
he does. Very nice.
That's incredible. That is literally a 1/60th of a second. This is it. Dileira now going through, cannot take any damage, because that's right, water was still poisonous because we skipped clean water. So if he takes any damage from this fire, any damage from these instant death lasers, he cannot do the swimming section. Grenade jump to be able to finish up this excellent performance from Dileira. Had an early death early on, but here we go. That didn't shake him at all. And he gets through and doesn't soft walk. GG, Dileira is going to be holding right, and time is going to be... Yeah, and here we go, making it through these instant lasers. The Franki's got a Sharon. Yes, the barbecue Frankie. Nicely done from Skulblaka to get through there.
Yeah, very nice backup.
Fields. Let's see. She's going to be charge jumping out now as... yep, she's going for the grenade jump. She gets it, but just barely misses the slide. That's okay. It can be easy to just forget to hold one input there to be able to absolutely worry-free. Yep, there we go. That lava pit, is instant death. And here we go, Skulblaka heading over to Horridor. Snoop, how many attempts do you think it's going to take for the door? Going to be attempting for that 1 frame input the moment she has control. And she gets
very
first
nice
try. Wow! Both of our runners getting first try door warps. I think my average is like a turn puzzle where there's a rising column of flame. Nice. No, she takes it dead. Wow. Yeah, that column is instant death, and you're just trying to bash past the lanterns, and it can be so.
That was a very interesting strat there with a wall charge jump.